Coming up on the news track tonight.
Running and hiding for 6 days. Where is fugitive Amritpal? The secret life of Amritpal unravels. Drugs, sleaze and extortion. India today on Amritpal's trail. Is this endgame Amritpal? The big focus on News Track.
Here's a look at the headlines we are tracking tonight. Rahul Gandhi sentenced to jail for 2 years in a defamation case for Sare Chor Modi Jibe at the which was made in 2019. Rahul faces disqualification as an MP. Congress cries foul over Rahul's conviction, alleges court proceedings were fixed. BJP says Rahul must apologize. Arvind Kejriwal's big attack on the Prime Minister, says PM needs sleeping pills, launches AAP's Modi Hatao Desh Bachao campaign. Mamata Banerjee stitches an anti-Modi alliance, meets Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. She will meet JDS's HD Kumaraswamy tomorrow. BJP's mega Muslim outreach in Uttar Pradesh. Saffron Party to distribute 1 lakh books on Modi's Man Ki Baat in Urdu in Muslim majority areas. For 6 days now, Khalistani sympathizer Amritpal Singh has been on the run. The fugitive has taken the Punjab police on a wild goose chase, travelling from Punjab to Haryana and allegedly to Uttarakhand. At least 12 supposedly crack teams are on his trail. Video after video, image after image showing Amritpal fleeing has emerged, yet the self-styled Khalistani ideologue remains exclusive.
Amritpal Singh has been on the run for 6 days now. The Khalistani leader is still in India, say intelligence sources. According to them, Amritpal could be hiding in any of these 7 states: Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand or Jammu and Kashmir. The Border Security Force and the Sashastra Seema Bal are on alert in the regions bordering Pakistan and Nepal as well. The Khalistani leader has so far managed to dodge security forces. The last images of Amritpal are on a motor cart. Police sources say he was fleeing to Jalandhar. The cart also had a motorbike on it. Earlier CCTV footage shows him sneaking out through a narrow lane in Jalandhar. More videos of him running from the police have emerged now. The videos also show how Amritpal uses disguises to dupe the police. He changes his appearance multiple times every single day. He also changes his ride daily and only travels at night. The first images of him escaping the police crackdown showed him changing SUVs. Amritpal's Isuzu has been seized by the police with arms, live cartridges and a sword. Amritpal first used a Mercedes to escape the police net. Then he changed to a Brezza. Amritpal finally reached this Gurudwara in Jalandhar, where he spent 45 minutes. He used the time to change his clothes and appearance. He left on a motorcycle. The getaway bike has since been recovered. While the manhunt continues for nearly a week now, Amritpal has been one step ahead of the police all through the big chase. Bureau Report, India Today.
At this moment, there's a manhunt on in 8 states for Amritpal Singh. India Today has accessed exclusive details of his money trail. His wife is now under the scanner for mobilizing funds for this fugitive. Here are the details.
28-year-old Kirandeep Kaur, a non-resident Indian from Britain, is under the scanner in the Amritpal Singh funding investigations. Kaur is being investigated for reportedly arranging funds from overseas for Varis Punjab and their activities in India. Kirandeep Kaur and Amritpal Singh got married in February this year at Singh's ancestral village when she flew in from the United Kingdom. Punjab police have questioned Singh's parents and wife in connection with the funding of the organisation, which police believe was to foment trouble in Punjab. Amritpal Singh was opposed to his wife being photographed during the wedding ceremony. He claimed he wanted the wedding to be an intensely personal affair. However, police suspect Singh did not want the latest images of his wife in public domain, who was reportedly under the scanner of the British police in 2020 for her alleged links with Babbar Khalsa terrorist organisation. Police suspect Kaur used her NRI account to funnel funds into Punjab. They also want to question her in connection with Amritpal Singh's disappearance.
What about the role of the family or his close kin, the Papal Preet and the others? What is the role of the family, and is the family also under scanner?
Our family is also under scanner.
Police suspect the larger game plan of Singh and his wife was to indoctrinate youth of Punjab and incite them to take on security forces. Their plan reportedly included promising to send youth overseas after their acts of terror. And it's not just Kaur who's under scrutiny. Daljit Singh Kalsi, an Amritsar-based financier, is also being questioned in custody about funds provided to Varis Punjab Day. Police suspect Kalsi generated close to 35 crore rupees in the past 2 years, including through his contacts in Pakistan's notorious ISI. Apart from Kalsi, police are also questioning in custody Papal Preet Singh and Bhagwant Singh, seen as the main handlers of Amritpal Singh, and communicating their divisive agenda through social media, including the attack on Ajnala police station. Police are now attempting to join the dots to expose the Khalistan project. With Kamaljeet Sandhu, Bureau Report, India Today.
Amritpal Singh, who talks about a separate Khalistan, chatted with multiple women and blackmailed some of them with obscene videos. His chats and voice notes have been accessed by India Today. The secret life of Amritpal is now unraveling before the public's eyes.
Multiple affairs, no commitment, one night stand, kisses on video calls. This is how the self-anointed Khalistan ideologue Amritpal Singh chatted with women. His voice notes accessed by India Today reveal the 30-year-old man who apparently tried to position himself at the core of the Sikh religious right, wanted casual relationships with women.
ਕਹਿਣ ਨੂੰ ਜਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਰ ਜਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਸੀਰੀਅਸ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਬਸ ਛੇਤੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਈ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ 'ਚ ਪੈਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ.
In another phone conversation, he's heard boasting about how he's being wooed.
ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਕੁੜੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੜੀ ਵਜਰ ਦੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਈ ਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਾ ਲਾ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਮੈਰਿਜ ਕਰਾ ਲਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਹਰ ਚਲਾ ਜਾ, ਇਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੀਆਰ ਹੈ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ.
And there is one more.
ਇਹਨੇ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ, ਆਪਣੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਨੂੰ, ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਕਮਿਟਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ, ਨਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ. ਇਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਈਕੋਲੋਜਿਸਟ ਆ ਕੁੜੀ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਨੈਪਚੈਟ 'ਤੇ ਐਡ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰੇ, ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਰੇ ਵੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ. ਠੀਕ ਆ, ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ 2-3 ਦਿਨ, ਮਤਲਬ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੈਂਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ. ਚਲੋ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਜੋ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਉਹ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ, ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਗਰ ਪੈ ਗਈ.
If that wasn't enough, listen in now to Amritpal Singh admitting how he blackmailed women who turned intimate with him on video calls.
ਹੁਣ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸਨੈਪਚੈਟ ਦੀਆਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੋਂ. ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਖੱਚ ਕੀਤੀ, ਮਾਫੀਆ ਮੰਗ ਕੇ ਛੁੱਟੀ. ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੋ, ਇਹਨੇ ਕੋਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਤਾ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਜੀ ਆ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਵ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਤਾ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਮਾਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੁੱਕਦਾ ਮਾਤਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਮਾਤਾ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੁੱਕਣ ਦੇ ਫੋਨ ਔਖਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਪਿਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ
The Dubai returned Amritpal Singh got married in February this year with an NRI bride. His dramatic makeover from a young man in a fancy haircut in Dubai to a devout Sikh carrying all emblems of the faith with a family life, but belies his immediate past.
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਗਲੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਫੇਰ ਖਰਾਬੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਤੇ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਰੀਅਸ ਵਾਲਾ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਲ ਲੱਭੋ
Nothing apparently unadulterated or callous about Amritpal Singh before he proclaimed himself as a new age Khalistani. Bureau Report, India Today.
Amritpal Singh and his armed militia ran riot across Punjab. But do you know how he recruited his gang of thugs? By exploiting the state's Achilles heel, drug addiction. Here's a look at Amritpal's Urta Punjab.
That's how his supporters broke loose at Ajnala near Amritsar just a month ago. When police cracked down many of Amritpal Singh's followers, they confessed that they were inmates at his dera, his so-called de-addiction center at his ancestral village in Amritsar district.
नाजीदर
अमनदीप सिंह
रहने वाला
सरसा जिला देसू जोधा पिंड
कितनी उम्र है
और मेरी 21 साल 22 साल
इत्थे कद्दा
मैं नशे छड्डण आया भाई
हैं?
नशे छड्डण आया जी
नशे छड्डन आया सीगा
India Today has accessed the footage of the questioning of these inmates from Amritpal Singh's dera.
रखो
Police seized a stunning stockpile of illegal firearms seized from their possession. We now take you to his village home. Its gate bears 3 letters printed in bold: AKF, which stands for Anandpur Khalsa Force. A militia the fugitive Khalistani ideologue planned to assemble. And to meet that goal, he saw an opportunity in Punjab's drug epidemic, selecting addicts as the building blocks for his AKF. Harkrishan Singh, an area DSP in Amritsar district, told India Today's investigative reporter that police believed Amritpal Singh's rehab center housed in a Gurudwara was just a front. He was on a drive to rope addicts into his dreamed of Anandpur Khalsa Force.
ये जो डी-एडिक्शन सेंटर चल रहा था ये वाकई में सेंटर था क्या?
नहीं सर असल में इसका डी-एडिक्शन सेंटर कुछ नहीं था वो लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ना चाहता था कि लोग मेरे साथ कैसे लगें जितने भी लोग जो लोग हैं ये सभी एडिक्टेड हैं जो इनके साथ पकड़े हैं जो इनके साथ चलते एडिक्टेड हैं
तो ये जो नशा छोड़ने आते थे उन्हीं को अपनी सेना में बना देता। मैंने एक दो लोगों से
सेना इसीलिए इसने ये डी-एडिक्शन सेंटर शुरू किया था कि जिन लोगों को मैं मोटिवेट करके अपने साथ ले जाऊँ।
ये जो फोर्स बना रहे थे आनंदपुर क्या था आनंदपुर ये आनंदपुर खालसा फोर्स ये उसी का हिस्सा थे सर।
You heard an officer of the rank of a DSP handling the Amritpal Singh case in Amritsar district, revealing how the 30-year-old wanted man picked drug users for his nefarious designs.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਪਛਤਾਵਾ ਰਿਹਾ?
ਪਛਤਾਉਣਾ
In his interviews earlier, he issued emotive statements about the addiction scourge in Punjab.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਦੌਰ ਹੈ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਨੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਿੱਟੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਰ ਰਹੇ ਜੇ ਤੂੰ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਹੀ ਫੂਕਣੀਆਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਫੂਕਦੇ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਫੂਕੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ
ਤੇ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਦੌਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਿੰਥੈਟਿਕ ਡਰੱਗ ਨਾਲ ਮੌਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਗੋਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ।
Amritpal Singh portrayed himself as a messiah out touring villages to wean the glut of youth away from drugs.
ਅਸੀਂ ਮਕਸਦ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਿਸ ਮਕਸਦ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੁਬਈ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਆਏ ਹੋ। ਉਸ ਮਕਸਦ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੋ?
ਦੇਖੋ, ਮਕਸਦ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਪੈਰਾਮੀਟਰ ਹੋਵੇ। ਨੌਜਵਾਨੀ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਛਡਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਪੈਰਾਮੀਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਸਾਰੀ ਦੀ ਨੌਜਵਾਨੀ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਲੱਗੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਖਾਣ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਖੇਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਚੀਵ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ।
Turns out his de-addiction campaign was nothing more than a hollow sham. A thin veneer to disguise his plans to create a militant group and plunge Punjab into unrest. We found out that his dera, where he supposedly treated addicts, was not up to scratch as a de-addiction center in the first place. An addict from centrally located Barnala district of Punjab, Rajinder disclosed that inmates like him were given random capsules and pills and were beaten up if they tried to escape.
डॉक्टर कोई नहीं आया और आपकी मर्जी से देते हैं 3 गोली, 1 कैप्सूल 2 गोली। जो इनके रखे हुए थे सेवादार वो देते थे, गोली देते थे बस बाबा।
किस चीज की गोली?
एक तो चीटी जैसी गोली थी, चौक से जैसी, छोटी इतनी ही।
अच्छा।
5 दिन दिया जी। फिर मैं 5वें दिन कह दिया भी मेरे को जो नशा अच्छा नहीं लगा जी कैप्सूल का, तो मैं कभी मैं छोड़ दी गोली।
वहाँ पे कोई किसी तरह की मार पिटाई होती थी?
मार पिटाई उनकी होती थी बाबा, जो भागते थे। लेकिन जब भागने की कोशिश करते थे उसको पकड़ा जब जो पकड़ा जाता था उनकी मारपीट करते थे और डरा कर रखते थे भी तुम्हारी भी ऐसे मारपीट होगी जो भागेगा। और
तो ये मारपीट कौन करता था वहाँ पर?
मारपीट तो वो करते थे जो बड़े अंबर साहिब वाले थे जी, मेन थे गुरुद्वारे के 5-3-4, लेकिन मैं नाम नहीं जानता बाबा उनका।
अच्छा, और मारते कैसे थे वो? डंडे से
थे जी, पहले पैर फटते थे और बाद में घुटते थे जो गलती करता था।
पहले पाँव पकड़ते थे, फिर कैसे मतलब?
वो डंडे से घुटते थे जी,
डंडे से मारते थे।
Like a shark seizing its prey, the Khalistani proponent wanted to construct a militia from the ground up, using the pain and anguish of Punjab's addicts. A report by Nitin Jain for India Today's Special Investigation Team.
It's 126 hours plus and counting. Why has the Punjab police so far been unable to arrest Amritpal Singh? If there are so many images and videos of this man, is it conceivable that he's actually still on the run? What impact is this massive manhunt having on the psyche of the state and its people? Joining us on this broadcast, I want to welcome first Shashi Kant, former Director General of Police in Punjab. Paramjeet Singh Mand is a spokesperson and member of the Dal Khalsa. Kiran Jot Kaur is a senior member of the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. Harmeet Shah Singh is a senior editor at India Today TV. I want to start by asking Harmeet about your best sense in all the conversations you're having with people in Punjab at this moment about why this man hasn't been caught so far and what impact this manhunt is having across the state.
I think there has been a lot of hype about Amritpal right from the day one, and that has it was overblown. His a cult was built around him. Perhaps it was because of political competitiveness that exists in Delhi as well as in Punjab politics. So everyone wants to appease, the majoritarian sentiments one way or the other. Now, what has happened in Punjab, because over all these hours that you counted, is that there was internet suspension. You saw visuals of police marches. You saw visuals of police parading through the streets. Now, they aren't doing any good to Punjab, especially in the eyes of the rest of the world. especially we have a diaspora in English-speaking countries, and a section of that diaspora is, of course, the Khalistani sentiment does resonate with it, and they are in, and I think the political response to the Amritpal issue has given them a fodder to further their agenda, which they have been pursuing for 4 or 5 decades.
The Punjab police at one time was the most feared Punjab force in the country. At the time of the militancy in the mid and late 80s, the Punjab police was dreaded in Punjab and elsewhere. I find it shocking that given the number of people that are on the lookout for Amritpal Singh, 126 hours later, we still don't know where this dangerous man is.
Yeah, it's surprising and shocking it is indeed. But let me tell you one thing, you drew a comparison between the force as it is today and the force as it was in the 80s. It is a sort of a disciplined force, there's lots of regimentation, everything depends on the chief. Chief, at that point, we didn't have any political leadership here. We had some gentleman, a very powerful person from the police itself, who was the head and he was calling shots. What happens when in a democratic setup, police is always, unfortunately, subservient to the political leadership for even smallest little things. They look at the leadership, how they're going to respond.
So are you saying that they haven't arrested him because the state government doesn't want him arrested?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because there was a laxity on part of the political leadership, and they've given a clear hand to the police that it has to be done and should have been done long back. When they started talking about Khalistan, why they didn't do it? Why the agencies in Punjab, as it also in Delhi, didn't really act? They didn't really took notice of this particular thing.
So that's the lapse in the past, and you have a very strong point over there, especially the manner in which his supporter is freed from the jail, despite the fact that the police actually have him in lockup, and the police seem scared of this goon. The point is, at this moment, it's been 6 days and counting, he still hasn't been found. It's not as if he's hiding in the jungles of Chhattisgarh or somewhere in the higher reaches of the Himalayas. These are largely urbanized, flat terrain states where it shouldn't be difficult to catch a man like Amritpal Singh, who everyone is on the lookout for.
Yes, but it's not all you belong to Punjab. You know the situation here. As it is abroad in the section of diaspora, there are sympathizers, whether it's part of Punjab or whether it is Asand, Sindh or Karnal or Ambala in Delhi and all those places. That's the unfortunate thing. And one thing I'll tell you, which I really dread, okay, police force is active in all other places on 7-8 states that you counted. Are they keeping a watch on the airports? Because when we were talking about the gangsters, several gangsters had managed to run away from the country on the basis of fake passports. Now this is time when all agencies, whether it's the police force, central intelligence, local intelligence, and all sorts of agencies, even your immigration guys, they have to be put on high alert, and it has to be monitored very closely. Otherwise, sorry for saying that, after that the guy will go away. Thank you.
Paramjit Singh Man, your sense of how the story is playing out across the length and breadth of Punjab, outside the state, people shocked at the fact that he still hasn't been arrested. He seems a bit of a strange character to me. He's in Dubai with a fancy millennial haircut, spiky hair. He suddenly becomes Khalistani. That video that we've played out has him talking about extramarital relationships, talking about casual affairs. This hardly seems to be the kind of stuff that Khalistanis claim they stood for. Man Sahab?
Sorry, the sound is not clear.
I hear you well. Can you hear me, Paramjit Singh Man?
Yes, I am here, but the sound is not clear. Can you please repeat your question?
My question is, what do you make of the fact that he still hasn't been arrested, and the fact that there seems clearly to be some element of support which is ensuring that he can get away from the police for so long? He also seems to be a bit of a strange character. In Dubai, he has this spiky, modern kind of haircut. Then he claims to be a Khalistani. Now there are audio tapes of him talking about casual affairs. What's going on? Is this guy a charlatan? Okay, I lost that link for some reason, but let me try and put that question to Kiranjit Kaur from the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. Kiranjotji, your sense of this manhunt and this man and everything he claims to stand for, which now seems to be, as more and more evidence stumbles out into the open, which now seems to be so different from what he claims to stand for.
See, when Amritpal Singh came into Punjab, we did not know who he is. And out of the blue, it's the media which actually hyped him up. Because at that point of time, no one from any of the political parties paid any attention to him, because there was nothing in his background that was contributory to the Punjab politics or to the religious politics. So he was an unknown person for most of the people. Yet he was hyped so much by the social media, and it is actually very perplexing. How did he get so much of popularity? Even people, who are in the world where, publicity matters, even they don't rise the way he did.
So what are you suggesting? Why do you think it happened?
Huge role in this, and why we don't understand.
Why do you think it happened? If you're saying social media amplified his presence disproportionately, why do you think that was the case? What are the factors that you think are at play?
There must be something which is not visible to us.
What are you seeing which we are not?
No, I don't see anything at all. What I see is a person who we did not know anything about a couple of months ago. Before he landed in Amritsar, we did not know about him. Now suddenly this person decides, he's carrying a 3-foot-long kirpan when he has not even taken Amrit. And then he decides he wants to be an Amritari. And then we are surprised at the crowd that is following him. So somewhere it seems to be a social media creation, because there he does have a presence, and how that is manipulated, I think people in the field can tell you better.
For all his faults, Bhindranwale was hardcore in various ways, Harmeet. This guy is a bit of a charlatan. He most certainly isn't a real Sikh. Forget what he claims to stand for in terms of his positions on Khalistan. He's roaming around Dubai. Now he's got his beard flowing, he's got a pagdi, he claims to be a chaste Sikh, and when the audio tapes come out, it's all about extramarital affairs, about casual relationships, not wanting to get serious and committed.
I think this Bhindranwale comparison is a bit of a misnomer here. Bhindranwale actually came from a seminary. He came from a religious and political process. He was born to a religious family. He headed Damdami Taksal, which means a mint, which is a religious seminary, before he became what he became. And I often quote this Khushwant Singh's book, where it's written that he would go to villages, and that's before the onset of militancy, and people will call him Sant Jarnail Singh Khalsa Ji Bhindranwale. But here you have someone who is there, who arrives, who comes like an apparition, and with all gunmen around. This was not Bhindranwale at all. Also, there is a political process behind Bhindranwale. He was handpicked by Gyani Zail Singh. He was handpicked by Sanjay Gandhi. It's in recorded history. Here you have someone, there is no political background, and of course we live in an age, Rahul, where I think that algorithms, they do play a role. Whosoever might be manipulating them, we don't know. But yes, Kiranjot Kaur is absolutely right that, it's quite surprising that everything he would say would bump up on your Facebook feeds, because Sikhs are mostly on Facebook and less on Twitter, at least in this part of the world. So you will see him issuing statements and all that, gunmen around him. Oh, here is a Messiah who has, arrived to wean the people of Punjab and from drugs. And
no, but that by itself is a fraudulent claim, yes. Paramjit Singh Man, because in that story which we just worked on, you've got people who've been in this force of Amritpal Singh who are saying that they were recruited from de-addiction centers. Now, this man, in all the interviews that he's done with us and elsewhere, is talking about how he's come back to help Punjab youth get away from drugs, and he seems to be fishing in troubled waters by trying to recruit from the same de-addiction centers.
See, first of all, I would like to clear one thing, that I am not here to talk about a particular individual. I'm here to talk about the Khalistan movement, and I think we should discuss on the wider picture. There are few things that I would like to clear here is that it is not the right time for us to pass any judgment about him. I don't want to discuss any past of him, but there are things that I would like to clear, that he works separately and our organization has not no collaboration with his organization. So moreover, I don't want to comment anything about his activities. That's for the people to judge. The people are the best judges, and I think let them judge it. So he is new for the movement. He is byproduct of the movement, and he is byproduct of the organizations and individuals who are in the struggle since 1984 or even earlier. So whatever he is doing, as per your reports that you are mentioning here, that if he is doing something behind the mirror, that thing is not clear to us. So it is not the appropriate time for me to
Do you think
pass
of him as a hero or a villain? As somebody who's a part of the Dal Khalsa, Paramjit, do you think of him as a goon or a savior?
Sorry?
Do you think of him as a goon or a savior? Is he a charlatan or is he someone you look up to as a messiah?
Sorry, your sound is quite distorted. I'm not able to understand your question correctly.
Okay. Interesting. Now, each time I ask a tricky question, he can't seem to hear me, but that's fine. I just want to show you the politics that's playing out at this moment. As the hunt for Amritpal continues, politics in the state is escalating. The Shiromani Akali Dal and the Congress have virtually come out in support of these Khalistani sympathizers. But in a volatile state, people are very wary of netas politicizing this sensitive issue even further.
Amritpal Singh has been on the run for 6 days and counting. The fugitive Khalistani sympathizer has sent the Punjab police on a wild goose chase. In a state that's on edge, netas are fanning the political fire. The Shiromani Akali Dal has called the crackdown on Amritpal and his aides an attempt to create fear. Akali president, in fact, has even promised legal assistance to those arrested.
ਦਹਿਸ਼ਤ ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਣਿਆ 3-4 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ। ਕਈ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਝੂਠੇ ਕੇਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ। ਕੋਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਐਕਟ ਲਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੈ। ਕੋਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਕਸੂਰਵਾਰ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਸੂਰਵਾਰ ਚਾਹੇ, ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ।
As competition for political appeasement hots up, Congress has gone a step ahead and called Amritpal and his gang of thugs misguided youth.
जो बेचारे इनोसेंट लोग हैं, जो बेचारों को पता नहीं था, जो अमृतपाल की व्हाट्सएप पे फेसबुक पे हमायत करते थे, दे डोंट नो। उनको ये पता नहीं है खालिस्तान बनने के बाद क्या होगा। उनको ये पता नहीं है कि ये हमारे को कहाँ लेके जा रहा है। उनको तो गुरुद्वारा साहब का और सिक्खी का वास्ता देके उनको अपने साथ लगाया जा रहा है। तो मेरे को लगता है उनकी हमें तमाम लोगों को मदद करनी चाहिए।
आज जरूरी ये है कि ये जो ऑपरेशन चल रहा है ये कामयाब हो और मेरे देश को कमजोर करने वाले, मेरे पंजाब की अमन शांति को कमजोर करने वाली जो ताकतें हैं उनके ऊपर नकेल हो और पंजाब में सौहार्द का वातावरण, भाईचारे का वातावरण बने। राजनीति के लिए अनेक मुद्दे आएंगे, उस पर राजनीतिक बयान करेंगे।
Under fire for not being able to catch the Khalistani sympathizer till now, the Punjab government is putting up a brave front.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਆ ਮਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਚ ਕੋਈ ਲਾਠੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰੀ, ਕੋਈ ਵੱਟਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਕੋਈ ਗੋਲੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲੀ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਬੜਾ ਖਤਰਨਾਕ ਰੂਪ ਇੱਕ ਧਾਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਡਿਸਮੈਂਟਲ ਕਰਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੀ ਤਾਰੀਫ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ।
The police have cast their net wide for Amritpal Singh. They hope to nab the separatist leader soon. A state that was ravaged by terror in the 80s is wary of any politics over the issue. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the biggest concern in a state that's had the kind of history that Punjab has had is whether this can in some way stoke extremist fire. There's always a simmering fire, but you don't want it to come out with flames that are singeing the psyche of the society at this moment. Are you concerned, Harmeet, that this is creating some kind of an extremist backlash, or is that still as marginal? It's only more noisy and more vocal at this moment.
It's bluster. It's bluster. It's more noise. It's more of a spectacle, and these spectacles will, as I mentioned before, we live in a social media age where 3 minutes of videos work. So they are working to the advantage of the political right, the Hindu political right, as well as the Sikh political right. I'll be really fair with this, because both of them are using them to their own advantage. For example, pro-Khalistani diaspora, it will use the same videos to say, look, there is suppression, look, there is repression happening in Punjab. On the other hand, the Hindu right wing, they will say, look, they are appeasing the Sikhs. So both are using these spectacles, these videos. At the end of the day, it's competitive politics. But I think, one thing, one should, tread really carefully. So far as Punjab is concerned, you may have one charlatan, as you mentioned, Amritpal might be a charlatan, but then everyone is not. So making a hero out of him, or building
or making a villain out of everybody else. That's the biggest mistake you can make when you look, and I think that's the big concern. Shashikant, Amritpal Singh may have very deep flaws, but to start brandishing the entire emotional support that he may have as separatist or as Khalistani runs the risk of creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where more and more people are then pushing back because they're beginning to feel alienated. We're actually in a very, very tricky and delicate situation.
Yeah, I see it more as a matter of it's a hype which has been created around him, yes. Number two, as an ex-police person, I see that whatever happened in Punjab, whatever is happening in Punjab, this is a kind of as if a drama or something which has been meticulously planned. How we landed up here, no dearth of money, arms, ammunition, supporters, everything. But again, I think that it's too early to jump on conclusions. Let's wait and hope that the police nabs him. And then when he's interrogated, then the actual story will come up. We can have as many accusations against him as we want to. Yes, whatever he did, particularly I'm referring to the Ajnala incident when he took Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji there. It was a police premises, which is absolutely, sorry, I'm a police officer, but I'll say police stations are filthy places. We don't, such Guru Granth Sahib ko nahi le jana chahiye. That's what I feel. But let's wait for his nabbing.
No, but he also uses the Guru Granth Sahib as some kind of protection from the police because he realizes the police won't attack him if he's got a Guru Granth Sahib. Now, you wouldn't expect somebody who's a true Sikh or a true believer to do that.
No, certainly not. I mean, there's nothing in recorded history. Even Komagata Maru happened in early 1900s, and there was a police firing, and British police fired, and the people, who were there on the banks of river, off Kolkata. They placed Guru Granth Sahib inside and then faced the British police. Even in Sikh regiment, if you see, they do take Guru Granth Sahib.
You first put the Guru Granth Sahib and put it as safe as you can. You don't put the Guru Granth Sahib out in front.
So that was a mistake that he made, and it was a huge mistake.
But that's because he's not actually religious.
Yes,
that's
because he's not properly
genuine.
trained. He's not properly trained. He is, of course, I mean, everyone can see that he has appeared from nowhere. He has come with a mission. Now, who are his handlers? We don't know that. There is no official confirmation about it. But Punjab,
who do you think his handlers are? Kiranjot Kaur? Who do you think, if you're saying that he's a creation of social media amplification, who do you think is fueling this fire?
See, what is happening right now in Punjab is that on one side it is being said that the police is after Amritpal and they are not able to arrest him. On the other hand, the police is going to the villages and arresting young men from their houses. So when you start this kind of a crackdown, it brings back the same memories that happened in the 80s when police was doing the same things. So that the 80s issues have not come to conclusion. We have a history where state repression happened. We have a history where there was state terrorism. We have a history where the people were just killed and they were not even, the dead bodies were not given to the families. They were just burnt away by claiming that they are unidentified. So with this kind of history that we went through, now the police is again swooping down into villages, and we have reports that they are arresting innocent young Sikhs, some of them who had no interaction with Amritpal at all. So if somebody is even attached to him at an emotional level, or maybe they some of them like the style, bravado, whatever that may be. But that is no reason to make criminals out of young Sikh men. And this is the dangerous part that is happening in Punjab. I don't think it's got anything to do with Khalistan. All these young people, I mean, they are not talking about
the big conspiracy theory, Shashikant, is that they've actually arrested him or detained him and are trying to gauge temperature in society before making it public. The police is denying this. On record, again and again, they're saying, no, Baba, this is not true, we don't have him. What do you make of this conspiracy theory and the fact that Punjabis simply don't believe that this man has not been arrested so far?
Two things. Number one, I don't indulge in rumor mongering. And second, I'll agree with Kiranju. The way Punjab police is going around, all around arresting innocent youth and interrogating, I think that is something which is not done in a democracy, and that should not be done. And Punjab police should learn whatever happened. And look, in fact, whatever is going on is a kind of, that French word déjà vu. Well, it was there. Everybody started comparing both the situations, like that movie Drishyam. Deja vu, yes, it happened. They are now trying to compare the places, but again, I say it's about time. Punjab police needs to be very, very careful about who they are talking to. They should not try to unnecessarily arrest or harass young youth who have got
any overreach by the police can have a pushback of its own. You need to tread with caution. You need to go after the hardcore radicalized elements. Those who are ambivalent or just misty-eyed, you don't need to go after them. You have to be careful about who is the real criminal here and go after and prosecute them, as they should have long back and not waited for this matter to blow up in the manner in which it has. For the time being, Paramjit Singh Mann, Shashikant, Kiranjot Kaur, Harmeet Shah Singh, thank you very much. We'll track this story very carefully, with sensitivity, with care, putting national interest first, but tracking what's happening on the ground in Punjab very, very closely. Coming up on the other side of a quick break, heartwarming images from the Padma Awards showcasing the best of India go viral. More of these emotional scenes from the ceremony coming up.
सर, आप बुरा ना मानो तो मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ। मीडिया आपके सरकार से बड़ी परेशान है। आपकी सरकार से कोई जानकारी लीक नहीं होती जैसे पहले सरकारों से होती थी। किसी को पता नहीं होता कि कौन आपका प्रेसिडेंशियल कैंडिडेट बनेगा। रीशफल का तो भूल ही जाओ, और राज्य में कौन बनेगा मुख्यमंत्री जब मौका आता है, कोई खबर नहीं। गुस्ताखी माफ। मैं ये भी सोचा शायद आपका इसका जवाब क्या देंगे। मैं बोलूं, आप बोलेंगे अरुण भाई मैं आपकी दुकान क्यों चलाऊं।
आज आपकी दुकान मैं ही चला लेता हूं।
Catchphrase, which we've noticed here at MWC and all around the world since November, I think the last time that we met, has been generative artificial intelligence. Generative AI, ChatGPT being spoken about all over the world. How much of an impact do you think that will have on the workflow on the tech side, on exactly how a tech company operates, on how our jobs will pan out in the next few months?
I am so happy about the generative AI. The reason I'm happy is it's the same way, because we are in Mobile World Congress. I'll give you an example that 95, 96, if you remember, India was one of the most highest cost per minute call, and incoming and outgoing both charge 16 rupees a minute. And those blind calls, call me back. I was from that upbringing, and I land in Hong Kong airport. There was this bank of phones, but people were talking on a mobile phone. And I came back and I said, this is an industry you need to be in. the convenience was 10 steps away. People were talking on mobile phones. So what happened? Mobile phone automated the public phone systems.
Correct.
It automated everything that came along. And you know, I mean, I don't have to describe to you whether it's a health tech, fintech,
Absolutely.
media tech, whatever device it is.
Absolute disruptor.
Now, to me, it did not take away jobs, it created jobs. Now, this is exactly what I think about generative AI, that the use cases are there, and the more they get defined, that means more jobs it will create. Technology is the heart of everything.
The Modi government has changed the face of the highest civilian awards in the country. The Padma Awards have now become the People's Padma, showcasing the best of India, not just the elite. Yesterday, many awardees were overwhelmed. Take a look at that heartwarming ceremony.
A tribal leader, snake catchers, a puppeteer, a folk singer. There's a reason the Padma Awards have now been rechristened as the People's Padma. Indians from all walks of life, from every part of the country, were honoured on Wednesday evening for their amazing contribution to India's growth and dedicating their life to bettering the nation in their own way. Hirabai Ibrahim Lobi, a tribal leader from Gujarat who worked for the upliftment and development of a Siddhi community, got the nation emotional as she profusely thanked Prime Minister Modi for the honour. Pandwani singer Usha Barle was seen in a lovely red traditional getup, bowing down before Prime Minister Narendra Modi and then at the President as she went up to collect her Padma Shri honour.
मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ। मैं जो हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ की जो पूरा कला है ना, सभी कला को मैं गा बजा लेती हूँ, लेकिन पंडवानी में ज़्यादा हासिल की हूँ मैं।
This is the heartwarming moment that Kota Sachidanand Shastri, a renowned Harikatha narration artist from Andhra Pradesh, met Prime Minister Modi. The 89-year-old artist tried to touch the Prime Minister's feet. He immediately got up, stopped him and bowed down in respect for Kota Shastri.
ఈ పద్మశ్రీ అవార్డు నాకు ఎందుకు వచ్చిందో ఎలా వచ్చిందో ఎవరిచ్చారో నాకు తెలియదు. నేను దాదాపు 70 ఏళ్ళ బట్టి కృషి చేస్తున్నాను. దానికి గుర్తింపుగా ఇప్పటికి నాళ్ళకి చాలా కాలానికి ఇది వచ్చింది.
Music artist Mangala Kanta Roy, who skillfully plays the sarinda, an instrument of the Rajbanshi people, received the Padma Shri from President Draupadi Murmu. Roy's namaste to everyone present won hearts all across. So many inspirational stories have been put in the limelight once again, courtesy the Padma Awards, which have now become an annual highlight to learn about these wonder stories of our superheroes. Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where we wrap up the news track tonight. Our many congratulations to all the winners of the Padma Awards. This is more power to them and a celebration of the real new India. I look forward to seeing you at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night.
Honoring excellence, grit, and the finest in the profession, the Ramnath Goenka Award is the most coveted in journalism. Standing tall among the cream of the crop is India Today. Our reporters were front and center during the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Milan Sharma won the Investigative Reporting Award for Graveyard Records, which revealed the brutal truth behind COVID deaths in the national capital.
This is the graveyard that shows the reality. Questions now being raised on why there has been underreporting of numbers from the Delhi government side. Because if this graveyard